Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Sunday, it's August 7th of 2022. It's actually late at night on Saturday the 6th that I'm recording this for you, but I feel like we have so much to talk about that I want to go ahead and do this video for you to have tomorrow. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, first of all, I want to know what you all think is going on with Princess and vaccines, and let me explain myself. So yesterday in my video, I talked about what the requirements are if you're going to sail from Europe. I've had several questions about that, and so I went ahead and told you what is on the Princess website. After I talked and did that video, then I was looking around on the Princess website for some other information, and not on the protocols page, I came across a page that is separate. It is more linked to like what they are doing on board ships to make it safe for passengers to sail, along with flexibility, talking about their Sail with Confidence program that I talked about that in another video, but it's more associated with that. And there's this paragraph here, and it says, international cruising just got easier. With almost our entire fleet back in service, we invite you to see the world with us. From tropical locales to centuries-old European cities to the wonders of Alaska, a Princess Medallion class cruise is the best way to explore these bucket list destinations with unmatched service delivered by the best crew at sea and an effortless experience you can personalize however you like. Book your next vacation today. So it said it just got easier, and then it talks about that. Then I was going through and looking at everything. The last update that we have for sailings is clear back in the middle of July. Like on the update for sailings from Europe, it was updated July 12th. And if you look back at my videos, I talked to you about that. But since then, they have slid in another paragraph, and that is what I want to talk to you about, as well as what else it says on the website that I spoke with you about yesterday. So they have a paragraph here now that says, with the recent easing of the CDC vaccination requirements, the options available to unvaccinated guests continue to expand. We can now accommodate an amount of unvaccinated guests on most sailings without burdensome exemptions or vaccine status justification available on a first-come, first-serve basis. So what do you all think about those words? So there's that. Okay, I find it really interesting that they say we can now accommodate an amount of unvaccinated guests on most sailings without burdensome exemptions or vaccine status justification. And then they go on to say on a first come, first serve basis, which sounds to me like you still have to ask for it, right? If it's first come, first serve. So they say that, but then as I shared with you yesterday, they also say for cruises departing from Europe to be considered fully vaccinated, a booster dose of a COVID-19 vaccine is required for all guests 18 and older if the last dose of the primary course of an approved COVID-19 vaccine series was received more than 270 days, 9 months from the date of embarkation. There is currently no requirement for guests to receive a second booster dose, nor is there a requirement for guests ages 17 and under to receive an initial booster dose, regardless of when the last dose of their COVID vaccine was received. So clearly, it is talking about the requirement that you have that booster if your original vaccine was 9 months or more ago. So to me, that contradicts a little bit of what it says. And then finally, under it says, here under those protocols, it also says guests sailing are required to be fully vaccinated. So I don't quite understand if vaccines are required or not, if exemptions are required. I think that they want to make it sound like exemptions are not required so that people who are not vaccinated will feel welcome to book. And at the same time, though, I think you have to ask for an exemption so that they can keep track of you. And those of you who are new here, I think that those of you who have been with me for a long time know that I am a very cautious cautious person. I always want to be prepared. I want to know what to expect, and I don't want to get somewhere, whether it's on a cruise or any other trip or truly any other situation in my life, and be surprised and not know what to do about something. And so I would suggest that even though it says that on their website there, I would surely, if I am not vaccinated, I would definitely inquire about an exemption, because you don't want to book a cruise and spend your money to get there to go on the cruise and find out that you needed an exemption to go on that sailing. And so I just wanted to kind of lay this all out for you. Gordon and I went out for dinner this evening, and I was talking to him about this and saying, I don't know why they contradict themselves kind of on their website and say, you don't need an exemption. And then it says that vaccines are required. And so I just really wanted to tell you all about that, because to me, I think it should be more uniform, and I think it should be more well explained. If something is given on a first come, first served basis, it should be explained that you need to ask for it, and give people an idea of what to expect. So definitely, if you're not vaccinated and you are looking to go on a cruise, definitely ask for an exemption for that. And if any of you receive any other communication from Princess telling you that you don't need to ask for an exemption, would you please let me know? I think that would be really helpful. So thank you. Now, the other thing that I want to talk to you about is, once again, Carnival on Friday updated their protocols again. And so I want to tell you what they are. We've got several Let's Go family members who do cruise on Carnival, and I'm looking forward to trying that next year. And so I just wanted to let you know that Carnival doesn't seem to be following in the same footsteps as Royal Caribbean was, when Royal Caribbean sounds like they're moving away from requiring vaccines, as I shared yesterday. They say on theirs, until further notice, we continue to operate vaccinated cruises with our enhanced protocols. And so if you want to cruise on Carnival, you're going to need to ask for an exemption. Now, when it comes, they do let us know here, they have a little bit more clarification. It says, vaccinated cruises are available for guests who have received their final dose of an approved COVID-19 vaccine at least 14 days before they sail. And it says the following voyages require guests ages 12 and older to be fully vaccinated. In addition, all guests 18 and older who are more than 6 months past the last dose of their initial vaccine series, they must be boosted in order to sail. So the sailings that applies to is the Carnival Pride and the Carnival Celebration Europe, all 2022 departures. So that's all of them. Carnival Splendor, the 23-day Carnival Journey Trans-Pacific that heads out on September 6th of 2022, and the Carnival Spirit 16-day Carnival Journey through the Panama Canal, heading out on September 20th of 2022. So, like I said, make sure that you have got that booster for those cruises. They also talk about their testing update. As of August 5th, for cruises that are 5 days or less, all guests on, except for sailings, it's a little bit complicated, sorry. Except for sailings that go to Bermuda, there will be no pre-cruise testing for fully vaccinated guests booked on cruises with itineraries of 5 days or less. So if you are going to go on a sailing, though, that is a Carnival sailing, and you're going to go to Bermuda on that, or to Canada, you have to go ahead and do a COVID test no matter whether you're vaccinated or not. So remember that. That's really a big difference there. And for that testing, everyone gets to have 3 days for a PCR test and 2 days for an antigen test, okay, for any testing. For cruises that are 6 days or longer, everyone still has to be tested like they always have, and you get 3 days for the PCR test and 2 days for an antigen test. Now, another big update is it says guests traveling on back-to-back cruises 16 days or more will be tested between voyages. Okay, we've been wondering a little bit about that back-to-back testing. I know that for a while we were hearing of it in between every back-to-back, and then I know that on some of the ones in Europe they have not been doing that back-to-back testing, and some people that have recently sailed in the Caribbean on Princess said that they were not tested. And so let me know how things are going on the cruises that you're sailing on. If you've got a back-to-back booked, no matter what cruise line it's on, and let us know what happens and if you're tested or not, okay? The last thing that I wanted to let you know is Carnival here says vaccine exemptions for sailings through December 31st of 2022. Vaccine exemptions are limited to a small number of guests ages 5 and above and are capacity controlled based on the total number of vaccinated guests projected to be on the sailings. Children under 5 do not have to apply for a vaccine exemption, but they do have to follow the protocols of unvaccinated guests, including pre-cruise and onboard testing. It says onboard testing is required for unvaccinated guests visiting Canada at no additional charge. So that'll be included. It also says vaccine exemptions for cruises to the Caribbean will be limited to a very small number of children ages 5 to 11 and teens and adults with a medical condition preventing their vaccination. Our sailings from Florida, Texas, Louisiana, Maryland, South Carolina, Alabama, New York, and Virginia will operate under these criteria with the assumption that current restrictions imposed by those destinations remain in place. So clearly they'll give us an update if anything else happens. And then please, everyone, do remember that I know that we are getting closer to the end of the Alaska season, but still some sailings will be going to Canada otherwise through the fall. And Canada only allows medical exemptions. They do not allow any exemption because of religious reasons or any other reason to not be vaccinated, so be very much aware of that. Now that's everything with Carnival, and yeah, let me know what you think about everything. And then this is some good news, I thought. So Martinique, down there in the Caribbean, they, along with the rest of France, have announced that their COVID restrictions that were put into place clear back when everything was going on with COVID are being lifted. All of those restrictions. Apparently, they've got a new law voted in France on July 30th of 2022. It goes into effect on August 1st. Well, it went into effect on August 1st. And so anyone that is traveling to Martinique, because Martinique is part of France, anyone traveling there no longer has to go through filling out the paperwork or anything else that was required. And so I think it will be kind of fun. I bet you we start seeing a lot more cruises going to Martinique again. And I just think that's wonderful, as well as people wanting to go to France. France has been very particular, and so it's just kind of nice that people will be able to not have quite so many hoops to jump through if they want to visit, especially on a cruise ship. So I thought that was some very bright news. Now, you all let me know if you have any questions about anything. Let me know if you hear of any extra news. I would just love to hear from any of you who have received an exemption. I know with Princess, it's very easy to get an exemption. You just call them, or you can even chat and ask for one, and they tell you while you're on the chat or while you're on the phone. And so be aware, though, the other day I called and tried to get one for a client of mine, and they don't want to talk to me about it. I didn't think they did, but I wanted to try to be helpful. And so you need to be the one to call and ask, but they will give it to you very easily. And so I wonder if that's just the tack they're taking right now. I think I was just a little taken aback that I saw such conflicting information on their website. So I wanted to make you aware of it so that you know what's out there. And I hope that you all are having a wonderful summer weekend. I hope that everything is going really well for you. If you haven't subscribed yet, would you please subscribe to our channel? We really do need you here with us. And if you appreciate my updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up? I will be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.